From the first to the almost fourth grade, my mother believed we are not going to go to church, to school on Sabbath. We need to go to church. And all these years, she did not send us to school. However, at the very end, they were looking at who is going to be awarded as the best student. And so John got awarded as the best student in the whole school. They called my mother and asked her to come to receive award for him. And she was so eager to do that. However, in her mind, what is she going to say? And so as she came, principal and teachers standing, and addressed her, Mrs. Blazik, you know, we appreciate your son. And this is a word at my mother in reply. He says, I thank you so much for allowing my children not to go to school on Sabbath. And they looked at her, what? What are you saying? This is communist country. They took that roster, they looked at it, every Sabbath, absent, 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 going back, year before. Now, they realized the miracle, that John was the exception, even though he did not go, and I did not go to school on Sabbath. But the law was violated, and so they wanted to show, they fined my mother, mandatory. I'm not sure how much she had to pay for it, but yet she got an award, but she was penalized for that. But God has provided so that they had a testimony what God can do. That it's not their education only that is God. So that was a wonderful experience, but only for those years. After that, my mother sent us to school on Sabbath, and it was already high school. And we did well, however, there were other trials, as I told you, until 1956, when the Hungarian Revolution, Russians came to Budapest, and all the students from the universities, they were affected, they were demonstrating. Most of them, and a lot of them, defected to Yugoslavia, to Belgrade, and Zagreb. And so we were in that group at that time, and my mother earnestly sought from the Lord that we would leave the country. And that was the initial, to the story, to the prayer, through request from the Lord that we would leave the country, to spare us not to be part of the Communist Party, because you had to join to prosper, and also that we can observe the Sabbath.